But I have to, like, in the last month, I've kind of become more aware of what I eat.
Okay.
So especially when I'm competing and stuff, I'm very much on point. About this year on, I'm planning not to compete. So I'm also kind of just having fun. The last year I've just been traveling. I've been, doing my masters, so trying out a few different projects. So I haven't, kind of given as much thought and time into diet and everything as such. I'm in my indulgent phase.
So do you have a set time frame? Or you start working out properly?
So let's say basically after a long time I started my first block. So I'm on the second week. So after I complete this first block, then I'll go and get into diet. So the plan would be to get back into shape a bit and maintain the strength that I have. So that would be kind of the goal.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
I won't repeat the motivation versus discipline aspect. There are hundreds of videos online. You can find it. But don't you feel like 8 points where you just have to do it again and again and again? Okay?
So that, like the powerlifting muscle, we have this saying, like, all right, here we go again, Kali.
Yeah.
Because it's literally the same thing over and over and over and over again, And for some people, it might seem very monotonous and very like same throughout, But if you look at it from a different perspective, your stability, Dunsani, you know exactly what you're doing. Like, you know exactly how you're going to do it. You know exactly what weight you're going to do it, exactly what set. It is one thing that is stable. Okay? It's very uniform. And in a life where it's very chaotic, where there's a lot of things changing, that one thing will bring you stability in other parts of your life. Okay? Because it's you don't have to think about it. Okay? You go, you do your squats, you go, you do your bench, you go, you do your deadlift. So it's very same. Then you can explore other chaos in life. Okay?
Stability in one like you spread it out. Okay, but the point I was trying to make was, like, I used to hate doing deadlifts. Like, those were the exercises I would run from. I wouldn't mind doing squats, but deadlifts were something like I used to hate. When I was like 10, 11, I found out this way. Somebody forced me to do the thing I hated, and I started loving it. So I applied the same formula for deadlifts. I did deadlifts for 3 months. I could miss chest day, I could miss leg day, but I would never miss deadlift day. Back day, sorry. Deadlift, I would try to do extra. The more I hated it, the more I did it. But your body accustomed to it. If I didn't do it, it became a problem. So, like, that's what I was trying to ask. If, like, don't you need to do it again and again? Like you said, here we go.
For you to like it?
For you to, like it and get used to it.
I think for me, I think the getting used to part has been long gone yet.
Well, what do you mean long gone?
I mean, I've been kind of training for almost 10 years now. Powerlifting for almost 4 or 5 years. So getting used to part has been long gone. Getting used to it kind of comes as second. So I think with every sport, and as you progress, you always learn new techniques and you always learn new things, better ways to do the same exercise. So there's always growth you see. And I think you never get bored. And especially with powerlifting, since you have a fixed plan and you can see things, you can see the progress, because the progress is in the numbers, and it keeps you going.
Okay.
But it's exactly the same thing, but you're just doing it a bit better the next time you do it, a bit better the next time you do it. And then there are also time downfalls. Yeah.
Yeah.
Simple कुरा मान्छेहरु बोर्ड हुन्छ ब्रो यो कुरा गर्यो भने तर लाइक as simple as if you lose weight or if you gain weight हुन्छ नि तिम्रो के भन्ने पेटको साइज अलिकति लाइक घट्यो बढ्यो भने पनि it completely changes your form, how you do your deadlifts, how you do your squats. So like तिम्रो खुट्टाको weight हुन्छ नि, the खुट्टाको like stand width that changes, where you place your hands changes, हुन्छ नि. So all of that slowly changes as your body changes. Okay? So you have to kind of adopt accordingly. हुन्छ
When
नि.
you're lifting heavy weights like yours,
Yeah.
like 260, you lift like a lot, right? Right, as of now.
As of now. I used to a lot. Let's say, Bonnie, again, I've kind of, since I'm not, I'm not competing, I'm focusing on other aspects of life.
Yes.
So त्यो भएर चाहिँ I've kind of toned it down. अनि right now चाहिँ I'm focusing more on being healthy rather than being the strongest version of myself. होइन? So अहिले चाहिँ त्यो भएर चाहिँ, I mean, I can still lift, but
Okay.
yeah.
I know you lift a lot more than me. I know that. But is there like the stomach expands, contractions, and that affects your form? That affects.
Oh no, so it's so right now I'm 100 kg, right? So my sitting weight for the longest period of time was around 93, 94, 95.
Okay.
So 93 देखि 95 को बिचमा, that was my sitting weight for like 3 years straight, right? So right now I'm a bit fatter than I was, basically, right? Healthier than I was, basically. And त्यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ मेरो, so when I'm getting into form, like my just stomach, when I'm squatting, it needs a little more space, for me to hit depth. So त्यो भएपछि चाहिँ a wider stance then seems more comfortable, right? So this is गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ you kind of you have to change up a few things according to how your body changes. Okay? And you can feel it, basically, like mini, like micro tweaks, or say you have to do it every other day on timro form. So there isn't one proper form. Okay? Every single body has like an optimum form, and the goal is to find that most efficient form possible at the body that you are at.
So the principles remain the same.
Principles remain the same.
So you have to find your way of doing it.
Yeah. You have to find what your body needs, what kind of width, like खुट्टा distance is like the most optimum for you, that can accommodate your body. If your knee or your torso, like if your length is a bit longer, that will affect how you do your deadlifts. If it's a bit shorter, female shorter, that will affect your deadlifts. So if you have longer arms, that will affect your form. If you have shorter arms, that will completely change your form. So every different body type has a different kind of optimum deadlift style.
Interesting, because this the combat sports happening the same, right? Like when you're doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu, so there's a move called triangle. Do you know about it?
Oligati.
So it's like, well, this will sound so gay. But you wrap your legs around another man's head.
Kinky.
And you trap one of their arms and then you choke them with your leg pressure. That's a very vague way of doing it. Telling it. It's like you choke them like and like, I have short legs compared to other people. And last day I was rolling with a few beginners, and my trainer said, okay, you can submit everybody, but I want you to submit using triangles. And it was so difficult because of my body. And yes, in practice I use it. I can use it. I force myself to use it so that I become better. But in a competition, I only use moves that are best according to my body.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess it's also a journey, right? In any sport, in any like powerlifting situation or any
I this can translate to any form in life. Okay? It's like you need to first figure out what your strengths are, then you use that strengths to excel in life, right? Basically. So if you basically have short legs, then maybe that could be advantageous in some situations, right? So you use that advantageous parts to win the fight.
Yes.
So likewise, in the same thing, like powerlifting, same thing. You see your body type, you see whatever, you find the most efficient way to do that lift and then excel. In life also, you might have, maybe your communications are better than your accounting skills. So you do like, the negotiating part and find someone who's actually good at doing accounting. So you use your advantages or the strengths for your benefit to excel. So I think like powerlifting learnings really translate to how I look at life. You learn a lot about hard work. You learn a lot about like input and output. Okay? So powerlifting is very it's maths.
It's maths.
Is maths. It's like you put in this much effort, you will gain that much output. Okay? If your output is less, that simply means you haven't like put in enough input,
or you've been putting in the wrong input.
Yeah, I know. And so that translates to life. It's like if you're working hard and if you're being efficient with how you're working, it will show up in your performance.
Yeah.
And that is the kind of like the slight mentality that you build over time, and like it translates to other parts of life as well.
When you say working hard, you mean working hard in the right direction.
Yes. So there is also and working hard and working smart. So working hard in something that we're not gonna gain just because something is hard doesn't mean it is valuable. Yeah. So let's say in the gym you always hear people about like, just going all out, always maxing out, right? We never max out until we actually have to get the gym. And we're always training at like an 80% optimum level, 70-80% of our.
For safety reasons?
No. It's because we can put in more work. Okay? So suppose you go all out today, your body will at least need a 3-day recovery period for you to be able to train efficiently again. But if you train at like a 70 to 80% optimum level, basically by the next training session, your body is already recovered, so you can gain more. So
how long is the next training session?
I'm gonna say we train 4 days a week. That is what we found is optimum. Yeah. So on a week we put our main lifts accordingly. So timro bench or it wouldn't timro rate of recovery, basically recovery period say bench or whereas squats and deadlift would require a higher recovery period. So we'll have around like two squat sessions, 2 deadlift sessions, and we do like 4 bench sessions. This is every day. So there'll be like a primary squat day and a secondary squat day. There'll be a primary deadlift day and a secondary deadlift day. So primary deadlift day might be heavier, more strength based, whereas secondary day it'll be more about technique and more about volume work. So that's how you kind of optimize your training. But again, this is very manse anusar.
Brings you back to the original point. Principles remain the same.
Principles remain the same, but you just have to find what works for you. And so working with a coach, I'm a bit shy about talking about powerlifting at the moment because I used to compete for like I don't know 3 years, 4 years, 3 years. But let's say I'm not like a in the competing, okay? I'm kind of like stepping out as well. I know the core values of powerlifting. I know the core techniques. I've also
you're in the vacation mode basically.
Not in a vacation. I mean, like yeah, I'm kind of hobbyist powerlifter right now. Okay? So I was doing my master's, so I was focusing more like aru kuraharu pani, aru aspects of life.
Interesting. But you made a point like find your strengths.
Yeah.
And
use that to your advantage.
And everything else you can get another person to do it for you.
Find people like where you lack. Find somebody who is there. But that is the tricky part, okay?
Right.
At least life must say. So you need to find somewhere. Suppose like I'm bad at accounting, bro. I hate numbers. I hate numbers. And my partner, Utsav, is like super good at accounting. So whatever business we do, I'm like, we do it together. We're like 2 partners, right? So I do most of the, I feel like my strengths are good at communicating, good at negotiating, good at making deals. So I meet most of the people, I make the deals, I negotiate with people, I do all of those things. And when it comes to the numbers part, when it comes to paying people, he takes care of everything from the legal work, the paperwork, the accounts work, the VAT work, the tax, everything. So basically, I don't have to look after any of that.
It's don't bring it towards me.
I think to have a successful partnership, also you need to kind of not to get involved in other people's work. There needs to be like a mutual trust that this is my department. I'm fully capable of doing that, and this is your department, and you're fully capable of doing that. I'm not going to tell you how to do your work. You don't tell me how I do my work.
And I trust you'll do the best in both of our interests.
Exactly. So त्यो trust is the most important part, is the hardest to find. Okay?
Hardest to find.
Hardest to find.
Definitely. But I remember when I was in Thailand doing my masters, I met this really rich guy, and I also have another friend of mine who came to Thailand with just $700, no backup plan, nothing. When he trades forex now. He's an engineer working for 6 Sense hotels, and he flies all around the world making architecture and all of that. Getting to the main point, he's filthy rich. Now he's of my age. He's filthy rich.
Now the guy who came with like a $700.
Yes.
Okay.
He started with nothing. He's now he's rich. He's rich. Both of them told me one thing, and both of them don't know each other. So this was not a scam. Both of them said, find your core, find the thing that is core to you, like your core value, own that, and everything else just outsource.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what you are saying, right? Because what he said was, I'm really good at engineering. I know how to make a hotel on paper, but I don't know how to lay the brick. But for that bricklaying part, he has someone else who has been doing that for 20 years. And he also has another option that he goes and learns how to lay that brick. But in that same amount of time that he will use to master bricklaying, he can hone his core activity more. And the other person can hone his bricklaying activity more. And both of them can grow together.
Yep.
And I've seen that a lot of people nowadays, they don't want to do this. Because like if I show, like you said, accounting, and it brings back to the point that you made about trust. If I show this guy my numbers, he might report it to someone, or he might use it against me, or something like that. So finding trust is a very tricky part. Like people think, okay, I'll do business with my friends. It's a double-edged sword, I believe.
I think more let's say, like after coming back to Nepal and also working for a couple of years, the simple things that I've understood is always listen to your gut. And मान्छेको skills and contacts and everything भन्दाखेरि पनि, when you meet the person, if they give out good vibes.
Yes.
If they give out good vibes, bro. It's like ethics. You can't fake it for like more than one meet. The ethics or the vibes, you get this energy from people. So you just have to be aware about that. So suruma, if your gut tells you there's something fishy, or no, the guy can be like the best investor, the guy can be the most well-connected person, the guy can show you yo garni in this partnership and that possibilities and everything. But and one of the things is Nepal, especially, if anybody, when you're doing business, and if anybody tells you, let's come at a win-win situation. Or
scamming you.
If anybody uses this win-win बनाउनु पर्यो, it's a fucking scam, bro. Like basically what they're trying to say is, I need to get the benefit from you, and I'm trying to extract that one. Okay. You need to kind of be aware of people who use this win-win situation, because there isn't always this win-win situation. Most of the negotiation is you're helping one person out at one time, and in kind of hopes that that'll come back to you. So this win-win, when people, like the first time you meet and somebody tells you let's have a win-win situation, right there and then like the guy's trying to rip you off.
And if it is a win-win situation, you need to say it.
Yeah.
Like other than social media, everybody's like, oh, I'm an alpha, and an alpha guy doesn't say he's an alpha. It's something like that.
Yeah.
Right? And then like you said about the gut thing, I went outside and a lot of people said, don't listen to your gut. And I got fucked up.
No. I think like the biggest is like your instincts don't lie. Your instincts don't lie. It'll come back to you. Suruma at the first meet or second meet, even if you're going on a date, first date, for guys, and to be honest, they're like, first date, let's get to a point where this ends and then I'll like think about it types. And then the first meet, if you get a fishy feeling, bro, guys, just leave, man. Like,
that's true.
Even for girls, even anyone, man. if like you're meeting somebody for the first time and if a gut tells you kind of there's something fishy or there's like something no khali, listen to your gut. I think like the older I've gotten, the more I've kind of understood listening to your instincts is like the best decision. Like your gut is the best decider.
Exactly. Because your instincts have been honed through millennials, right?
Exactly, bro. It's like this is we do have this innate human animalistic senses, okay? When there's danger, when there's something, God tells you, yeah, you just have to listen.
Just be careful.
There's this Blink one, book, okay? I forgot the writer. I think it is written by the LinkedIn co-founder or someone. मेरो sisterले gift गर्नु भएको थियो मलाई Blink भन्ने book. I read it a long time back, but it's about listening to your instincts and how to make decisions in like a blink. हुन्छ नि? And so that book was one of the हुन्छ नि like thinking खाले के. Because पहिले चाहिँ you calculate all the what are the pros and cons and this and that. Do all of that and then like you end up messing up. So yeah, I think that's one of the key कुरा चाहिँ listen to your instincts and listen to your gut.
And don't you think that's also the first step to step into your creative side?
The first step to I think stepping into your creative side is to be able to say fuck you to the world, man.
Okay.
That's the first. If you really want to be creative, if you really want to be creative, you have to say fuck you respectfully to everyone, bro.
Yeah, I don't want to show it to the camera, but
yeah. So that's number one issue. Like, seriously, man. Because so the whole point of being creative is creating something that is not in like accepted or that is not in the society, right?
That will bring a commotion to the society.
That is something that's very different. Okay? So being creative is creating something completely new, and people don't like new things. If you say something, like if you pitch in a new idea, basically people are gonna hate you. You know, if you're doing something new, people are going to judge you. You know, so people are going to judge you. People are opinionated. There's a lot of things.
And they're going to judge you anyway.
Yeah, they're going to judge you anyways. So the key to being creative is to be able to say fuck you and then move on. So when you get that, okay, fuck you respectfully kind of attitude, I think that is when you like can be truly creative.
Yeah, whatever. And then, but the moving on part is the difficult part, I think. Because fuck you somewhere, it's okay. But a lot of people have people pleasing tendencies.
I think like Mobanthi, I still am maybe some ways, but I think like till the time you are a people pleaser, you can't really be creative. Yeah.
So there's a balance, not a balance. It's like a coin, man.
It's a coin, man. I think to be truly creative is painful. At some point, you feel degenerated, you feel outcasted. You feel like you're always going against the norm. But it depends creatively how, so a lot of times these are the kind of feelings you will get when you're doing something new, when you're doing something, and you also feel this kind of if you're being creative or doing something completely new. Suruma people will judge you for it, people will question you and all of those things. And then if people kind of see, oh, that's actually a nice idea, then people will start like vulture, pick corner. You see a lot of people trying to profit off of you. And that's where you find people saying like, let's create a win-win situation. So how would I creativity go?
Because like I think you're a very creative person, so I want to play that. You're also very structured. Like powerlifting, whatever you explained it to me, the structure part. So I don't know, it just came with the flow of the conversation. With people, I was like, I bought a new bike. It's been like a few months, Java 42, and all of my friends said it's not good. And I've been riding it, and then a few friends after they rode my bike, they're like, "Oh, this is so smooth, this is so nice." I mean, I've always seen that if you listen to people, like you said, you won't be creative, and you also won't feel free. So when I was in KCM, you had a Continental GT. I had a Royal Enfield Classic 500. And people used to tell me like, "Kati bhari bike leko, like what's the point?" and all of that. And now everybody's riding a Royal Enfield, and I'm like, bro, I don't want to ride that shit anymore. Okay?
Bro, imagine मैले त्यो Continental GT लिँदाखेरि it was a single seater 535cc like cafe racer in Nepal होइन अनि it was like it had no resale value. It made no sense. But there were only what 14, 15 of those things sold in Kathmandu. You don't even see it that often. Like I was stupid enough to buy that. मलाई चाहिँ I think with anything, it never like बच्चादेखि very rebellious, very out of the
way.
भन्दाखेरि पनि if I find out for myself, cafe racer just spoke to me, and that's it. Like people said it's stupid. Bro, I had the best time on it. Why not? Why not? It didn't make sense. I think like there's also like a balance you need to find about being sensible and being. I don't know, man. I don't know what's the point of being sensible in life, man. I think there'll come a point after if we have this conversation after I don't know 10 more years, and I'll tell you about like the cons of not being sensible with their decisions.
It could happen. It could happen.
Because this was and I sold that bike and I ended up buying a Thar. Okay? So just imagine from one bad decision to the other. No, but again, like I had the most fun on that Thar. I had the most fun with that Continental GT, and I had my fun. And now I know, like now I know, and now I'm like back to a automatic hatchback, which is easy to drive in so it's more sensible. It gets me from A to B. I don't really care about what it looks like.
What happened to the Thar? You sold it?
Yeah, Thar sold it.
How was the resale value?
Since the resale value, I got a trick, bro. If you want to buy like these kind of cars, get it second hand and then sell it.
Immediately.
No. Like what? Because if you're buying a new car and then selling it, at least you'll get like a 40% just to
difference
or value deduction in your according to which brand and what not. But if you're buying like a second-hand car and then selling it, like either you can sell it for the same price or you can like sell it at like a very less, like 10%, 10% difference. So if you're buying a second-hand car, it's basically you're not spending much money.
Yeah, true.
Because I got that Thar for what I'm around 20 something ish, 20 plus something, and then I spent another something, and then I actually sold it for more than I bought it for.
Why? Did you learn that from Continental GT को sale?
Continental GT चाहिँ never buy त्यस्तो खाले गाडीहरु त्यस्तो खाले बाइकहरु चाहिँ never buy it first hand रहेछ. Even with sports bikes हैन. So if you really want like a sports bike, if you're like a new beginner and if you want a sports bike or something, get a second hand bike, see how it feels, and then you can progress. Because if you can learn like okay, riding a bike and riding a sports bike is very different things, very different, bro. Very different. Like normal bikes that we ride, like GT is also not a sports bike. GT is a normal bike. If you're getting like a sports bike like a Honda CBR 600R or this is a completely different beast. Okay? So if you're kind of planning on getting into something like that, buying a new one would be basically burning a hole in your pocket. So you could just get in Nepal. So you could get a second-hand one and get a feel of it. Even like an old model would work, and then you could sell it. And then if you really like it, then get a new one or something like that. And you can make up your mind then.
I was planning to do that with motorbikes though. Like Ducati Kenya, and then I ride it for some time and then I sell it off.
Yeah, get a second-hand Ducati. You can ride it for a couple of months and you can sell it at the same price, bro.
I mean, that's going to be cost-effective, basically. The only expense you have is
the fuel cost, the very like the servicing and everything is super expensive, so all of that. So it's like if you have that kind of, or most people second hand, say what I've noticed is most people sell those kind of bikes because it's just hard to maintain. Okay? Like it's too expensive just to keep that bike sitting. Because the higher the CC, the tax is just, it's not even like an incremental. Okay? It's not 10 rupiah, 20 rupiah, 30 rupiah. Okay? It's exponential. Okay? Basically, if it's like 500 and below CC, I don't remember correctly, but 500 below, if it's like around, I don't know, 20,000 tax, 500 mathi will be like 40,000. Yeah. So it's very like this to highly differentiating. This is just a random example. Yeah. It's not the exact numbers, but
So you don't usually act sensible or what?
Sensible according to who? I know.
You're getting into that philosophical.
Yeah, because like sensible is it's a spectrum. Okay, I know. If you're saying sensible according to religion, okay, like okay, eating beef wouldn't make sense if you're talking about like from a Hindu perspective. If you're talking about from a fitness perspective, it's one of the best quality proteins you can get, right? So it makes complete sense from a fitness perspective and makes zero sense from a like Hindu religion. So I'm like, what sensibility is sensibility? For me, like okay, like doing I don't know this example, like owning a Thar, you know. It was more sensible because I could get that Thar secondhand at the price of a hatchback and go anywhere, bro.
Exactly.
I know. And I was in my like bachelor's days, I was free, so I could travel anywhere. I could just like as a Bandipur gyo, I had to go to Chisapani, go to Sundari Jal, go somewhere else.
That car is very powerful.
Yeah. It was 25 cc's, perfectly, goes anywhere. And it was perfect, made complete sense to me. But then if you're trying to carry people and like it's a two-door car with like a tent material पछाडि. So obviously it's धुलो everywhere. And so you're not all gonna,
perfect for Kathmandu.
Yeah, perfect. So it wouldn't make sense if you're trying to make that into a family car.
Yeah, or a luxury car.
Yeah. So I think sensibility then is a spectrum. Okay? So yeah, do whatever is sensible to you, man.
I was going to talk to you about this topic, but it came out naturally. I was going to talk to you about subconscious beliefs and creativity. I've seen like a lot of people hold themselves back. I can see like they have so much more potential. But then you answered my question by itself, okay? By saying fuck you to the world. And then then tell me what's the second step then?
To be a fool. To be a complete fool.
Okay.
I swear, bro. So the key to being creative is first being able to say fuck you, right? And second, to be able to embrace that fool, yeah, bro. And the fool, what I mean by fool is, it's like the naivety and the curiosity you have of understanding that I am a fool, I don't know shit, and I'm here to learn in this world, types, okay? But yeah, so you have to approach the world as though you're a fool. Basically, you're a naive fool who's okay with starting over again and again and again and failing again and again and again. And you find joy in like that journey.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it. You keep trying again and again and again. And after a point, it will click.
It doesn't even have to click, bro. Okay. It doesn't even have to click. Basically,
the journey is.
I feel like a lot of people, when they're trying to be creative, or whatever, when they say creative, everybody has an end goal. Okay? So I'll be creative and become a musician. I'll be creative and become this. Nah, bro, just be creative to create. It's as simple as that. Be a fool. If you don't like something, and you think about it, you learn about it, you wonder about it, and just make things or do things. And it works, it doesn't work. If it works, all good. If it doesn't work, on to the next.
Nothing wrong with that, right? Yeah. Even if your painting looks ass, it's okay.
It's okay, bro.
It's okay.
Just the thing is, so it's okay. So fool, when you think of yourself as a fool, you give yourself liberty to make mistakes. Yes. So a lot of the times people don't start because they wait for the perfect moment. So people want to start a podcast, right? They wait for the perfect gear, they wait for the perfect mic, they wait for the perfect software, they wait to learn audio engineering, they wait to learn everything. And by the time you start learning, you kind of understand you're never going to be good enough as the ones who are already doing the podcast. Okay? Basically. So the more you learn, the more you understand that this shit is very technical. But if you step into it as a fool, bro,
you're like, oh shit, I messed up the audio.
And it's fine. And I'll learn. And then I messed this up. I learn why I messed it up. So the next time I can improve.
Yeah. But make sure that you work on that mistake.
Yeah.
Keep repeating the same mistake.
Then it's a choice.
Ignorance is being something. Yeah. That's interesting.
And there's this first card in the tarot card, okay? And I'm not into tarot, but I just like to,
Next thing you know, you get DMs from guys and girls.
No.
I heard you're into tarot. Can you do mine?
Oh my god, no, man. Well, the tarot, there's this first card, the Fool one, okay? And there's this fool who's walking off a cliff and he's full happy and smiling. Okay? So basically, it signifies like being able to take a step into the unknown, stepping into the chaos. Okay? I'd say basically doing that without anything in return. And that's the core philosophy of Hinduism as well. It's like basically the whole Bhagavad Gita just says, as a human, your work is to do karma. Basically, do good deeds, be a good human. And what comes to you is not under your control.
Yeah.
It's not a 1-to-1 ratio, okay? But again, like this sounds a bit contradicting because I was saying powerlifting, you put in and put out. Okay, but then like I think all aspects of life, is like if you follow the Hindu philosophy, it just says you can only control what you do.
Yes.
Karma is the only thing that is under your control. But what you get in return, or like the fall, is not under your control.
Karma karo, phal ki chinta mat karo.
Yeah, but at some point, if you like, I also feel like that is mistranslated. It's like your job or your duty is to do karma. Fall ko chinta na garo bhanda ni fall is not under your control, so don't think about the fall. Huh. So I think the main key to being creative is not worrying about the fall.
Being happy with doing the karma itself.
No, if you like to create, I know what is called creativity, but if you're an entrepreneur, you like to create or solve problems with your own solutions, and if you just like that process, you're creative. If you like just making music, not because you want to play in some big stage, you like music because you just like making music.
You're a musician.
That's good enough. Okay?
No need to think about, okay, let me like get on the stage, work with like some bands or something. Yeah. But talking about bands, what made you start Sunshine?
Sunflower
Sunflower
sessions. Oh, Sunflower sessions are again another random idea, go into things as a complete fool.
Just go for it.
Just go for it. Sunflower sessions, it started off as मेरो एकजना साथी थियो म मित्सुशी we grew up together and basically he was here in Nepal and he was trying to record an album. He was an amazing musician and we wanted to do like a fundraising gig for him, and we kind of came up with the idea for Sunflower Sessions, and it was supposed to be a farewell gig for him to raise some funds for the album recording. So the thing, but it kind of snowballed into something else. So again, just saying, Sunflower Sessions starting out, it was supposed to be a one-time thing. It just snowballed into something completely else. And then I was like, when it actually started, so सुरुमा चाहिँ मेरो घरमा गर्न थाले थियो, मेरो घरमा गर्न मिलेन. Then we were like, we need to find a venue. And then we found a venue, and then we were like, we need more artists. We found more artists. We managed to do the entire first gig for completely free. We didn't pay anyone. Everyone is happy. It was zero money whatsoever. The whole gig was free. It was amazing. So त्यसरी भएको हो. So before the gig, I called Utsav, basically. Nothing, no question asked. I told him, bro, event garni ho. He didn't ask me even one question. He just said, Andims. And that's how we became partners, and we started a company, and then we only registered the company like one day before the event because we got sponsorship.
So you need a company.
Yeah, so we got sponsorship. So the sponsorship, हामी गएर sponsor कुरा गर्यो. And after they agreed, we kind of realized that we need we need a company type again. And that's how we started it.
You must have rushed the debate, organizing the event, getting the company.
And that's where the partnership came into play. So he was looking after all the legal stuff and everything, and I was looking after managing and everything. So that's where everything came to place. And then we kind of, the first event then we understood where was our shortcomings, where was the mistakes. Then we kind of found, then we understood what the people wanted. मान्छेहरूलाई इभेन्ट्सहरू चाहिरहेको थियो. People need something to do in Nepal. The people are bored and they want to discover new music. They want to have new experiences. And त्यो मात्र नभएर from an artist point of view पनि, there are a lot of amazing artists, but the select few, those are the same people who get booked everywhere. Okay? So all of these amazing artists, they also need a platform to play. Right? So we kind of took त्यहाँको side. And then there's also like a lot of so many different restaurants and so many different venues in Kathmandu that just are not running so well.
Yes.
And they want to promote. Okay?
There are too many restaurants.
There's too many restaurants and they want to promote. So we kind of found a gap in the market where there are restaurants that want to promote and there are artists that want to play gigs and there are people who really want to have a new, completely surprising experience. So we brought all of that together. So Sunflower Sessions are basically what we do is, we tell you which date and time there is going to be an event. You buy the ticket not knowing who's going to play and where the event is going to be. Okay. So once you get the ticket, basically the ticket match location comes. And you come to the location and then there is a surprise artist playing. You just discover the artist along with everybody there. And that itself is an experience. So we got to this point with trial and error. Okay? This was never thought through.
Okay.
The first few sessions were, I don't know, it was a bit crappy. We kind of did it and we figured out what works, what doesn't work. And right now, let's say for the next year, for 2024, after doing it for a year, now we know how to do events.
But you did ICMC and all of those events too, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like we knew the fundamentals of how things work.
Yes.
So I think again, the key to being creative. If you're talking about being a musician, being a painter, you need to know the basics, technicalities. You need to know music theory. You need to know the scales or whatever. You need to know how to use the software. So you need to know the basics. You need to have the toolbox with you. Right?
In you.
You need to have the toolbox with you. And then say fuck you, and then be a fool.
You better know what you're talking about.
So I think like we had experiences in doing events, right? And then with Sunflower Sessions, we took everything we knew about doing an event. We said fuck you. We did an event for free, and then we were fool enough to try new things.
Okay, that makes sense.
So you can't just be like paint or open. You need to know how to like paint first.
Yes.
And you need to know how to do all of that first, and then fuck you, be a fool.
But how did you figure out what the people want?
You do events in loss after loss after loss. Right. And you do that enough, and then you figure out what people want, and you kind of tweak it accordingly. But also, you try to surprise people every single time. And you try to also give them edge up. Okay? So you try to give them. It's like a lot of people don't know what they want until they've gotten it.
And if you ask people what they want, they want a faster horse.
Exactly. So a lot of the times, I mean, Sunflower Session, people always want to know who's playing, where it's going to be. But since we've done it long enough, now people know. People don't even ask us anymore. Now, first, when we start doing it, it's like, who's playing? Like, DM body, who's playing types. But that's the whole fun. That's the whole surprise. Just come. What happens is, like in Sunflower, people come, and when there's a stage, they're patiently waiting now. So, kind of, this is built, basically. So, it's been a fun experience. 2024, we have very exciting Very exciting news.
Very exciting news.
Very exciting news. Janma. So we're making the entire year calendar. We're working on this. So we're doing around 14, 15 events next year throughout the year. So that'll be fun. And we're doing after so small scale intimate events. And so we're doing like a already medium scale. We call it like sunflower socials, khali, where people can come, they can chill. There's around 200 to 300 people. And then the ultimate goal is to do like a festival at the end of the year with the entire lineup. So
will you be posting this calendar somewhere?
Yeah. So Janma will post it on our page, Sunflower Sessions.
First half, second half.
First May hola. Jan ko, as soon as it's Jan, we'll start posting the entire year calendar. Just imagine, we sat down, we got into this saying that it's going to be a one-off event.
And now it's like a yearly event or something.
Yeah, now we're planning so hard that like we're taking out we're planning the entire year in 1 month. So we're booking all the venues, we're booking all the artists, we're doing everything in like now and then just releasing the entire year. So we again like we knew how to like we had some idea of how to do events. We had some idea with management. At least Olga management college so kago chu yeah. So just using all of that to then use into like I don't know.
I think because that would be perfect because I'll be posting your video in the first half of January.
That'd be nice.
So I'll just keep the link in the description below.
That'd be nice.
And like Taka, you guys can look at his Instagram page. Chau Baba, he's awesome.
Oh yes. मेरा आजको Instagram page में private पास है.
Private, okay, go to Sunflower Sessions. He has his reasons.
Go to Sunflower Sessions. Please follow us.
And what about your podcast, man?
So podcast चाहिँ म पहिले ठिक भने podcast गर्थेँ अनि हामी podcast चाहिँ we kind of part ways होइन because I think as you grow older with your partner with everything you have different ways to how you want to take the podcast, right? So I think त्यो भएर चाहिँ हाम्रो the way Kriti Shah, my co-host, wanted to take the podcast and the way that I wanted to take the podcast didn't align. So basically we just decided that it's better we just call it off. So that is that. So nothing new. And this was me along with another amazing, intelligent, smart, super intellectual gentleman, Himal Gautam. So he's doing his PhD in the Norwegian Business School, Oile. And he also teaches master's students and he's amazing. So we've started Outscope Panera. So it's called the Outscope Media. And this corner we're trying to do different shows. So this whole under the first thing we do is just me and him and Tinda Kura Vanera shows. That's every bi-weekly, every other week. We kind of take 3 topics, either it be from the news or from the research world or whatever, and we just talk about 3 topics. So it's short, it's 30 minutes, 40 minutes long episode basically, and we just talk about everything that's going on in the world. Unfortunately, there's just a lot going on in the Nepali political world. So a lot of our conversations do revolve around Nepali politics. We try to be very critical about our politicians and the people who represent us. We try to question them. We try to cross-examine what are the actual facts, and we try to compare all of those things, and we also make it fun. So for people to
I saw you were giving Balin some love recently.
Oh yeah, man, Balin needs some good loving,
personal attention.
Personal attention. Yes.
So you've got Sunflower Sessions. You've got Tinta Kura. You are not focusing on your life, other aspect. Your hobby is You're a hobbyist powerlifter right now. But are you doing something else?
There are a lot of things in the pipeline that I think always you could and there are other things simultaneously that's going on in the pipeline.
Yes.
So I maybe in a couple of years again it would be nice. But yeah, so we've kind of also started signing artists. Sunflower Sessions, what does it? We're also signing artists.
And with your background in digital media, that must help you out a lot.
Yeah. So promoting with Sunflower Sessions, we discover a lot of new artists. So like I said, we jumped into this as complete fools. We have no clue about the music industry, like none. But there was a genuine need. So there's this amazing artist, Charu, who have no sense of management, but they make the greatest music ever. Okay, they don't know how to distribute their music. They don't know how to promote their music. They need help in all of these. And they can't find enough gigs. And even if they find gigs, like they're always the organizer always trying to rip them off. They're not getting paid well. So all of this could say the people that we work with at Sunflower Sessions, they kind of were like, हामीलाई म्यानेज गरिदिनु न त खालि होइन अनि त्यहाँबाट चाहिँ we thought about it. अनि one thing we can excel at is branding and promotion.
Strategic marketing.
So branding and promotion is something that we can do. And त्यो भएर चाहिँ we kind of thought that it'd be a good idea. Sometimes sessionबाट चाहिँ the people that we see potential in, we could sign them, bring them on board, market them, promote them, help them put out their music, find them gigs, do their tours and everything. So we've also started doing that.
It's very interesting. But yeah, we shared a lot today. I mean, I know you have to go somewhere with this. Yeah, I wish I could have had a longer podcast with you, but it was very interesting. You shared about powerlifting, about sunflower sessions, although I called it sunshine.
It's the same thing, man.
Same thing.
It's sunshine, bro.
Sunshine.
The sunny days always.
Sunny days. And you also talked about Tintakura and a lot of things. But yeah, I hope to have you soon again on the podcast. I wanted to ask you more about branding and other things. But yeah, no, the battery died, man. But yeah, thank you for coming on the show.
Dhanyawad.
All right.